Does anyone have a question?
Hi, Stuart. It's Paula.
Yes, Paula.
Could you talk about dreams and do we burn karma also? I had a really bad dream the other night and it really fazed me. Could you talk about like when we go into that sleep space? If something vivid, if we have a vivid dream, is that
The sleep state is in many ways very similar to what takes place in this meditation class. Not as strong, and it doesn't, really work on the chakra system, but it releases, your astral being. It releases your inner self to experience higher energies in the universe. They come in dreams. They come to teach us something. They come to guide us, and it's really, it's just simply the body goes into such a relaxed state that the dreams can go off into all kinds of levels of reality that we don't ordinarily focus on. So the dreams are very healthy. I'm not a big fan of analyzing dreams because, I'm a big fan of taking in the energy of dreams and allowing that energy to work on your inner life. So, having dreams is, it's a very positive thing, and it's a thing that releases, literally releases the astral body. You can go off into a higher plane of consciousness, goes off into the world of imagination, the world of, color, line, the world of music, arts, so much of that comes from the dream state. And that world can truly build us as people if we're open to receive it and to allow it to work on us. If we try to analyze it and figure it out and think about it, you destroy the entire experience. So dreams are another form of Shakti. And one can take that Shakti inside and allow it to work on them. A good exercise to do before you go to sleep is just breathe into the top of your head. That'll open the crown chakra and allow the soul force to go out and connect with the astral plane and higher planes. And, allow one to open to that dream state and allow that dream state to come deep inside us and nurture us inside and guide us, to a place that's closer to having a spiritual life. I mean, yeah, people have nightmares, they have all kinds of stuff like that. But that's usually, when the neurosis, the anxiety, the tension, takes over. And it also can go, obviously, into the dream state and create nightmares.
So it's a form of release.
A form of relief?
Release.
I didn't understand the last word.
Release, like letting go.
Yeah, well, it's a big form of letting go.
Yeah.
And yet it's really an education because you can't hang on to your dreams. Because you can have two dreams night after night. They can be similar, but they're not going to be the same. So one has to be open to whatever state of consciousness comes into us.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome.
That's not attaching to detail. Thank you.
Stuart, I have a question, Bob Sink.
Yes, Bob.
Could you speak about, you've spoken about in the past, the piece of breathing up, but somehow or another, I think I'm not doing it right because I breathe up, but I'm not feeling anything. And I'm also in a state of exhaustion usually. So can you talk about this breathing up piece?
There's not much to say about it. It's an exercise I learned from Rudy, an exercise that will open the crown chakra. The crown chakra, which, in Hinduism, they call the Sahasrara, the thousand petal lotus. When that chakra opens, the soul of a human being, can move into the cosmos, it can connect with higher energy in the universe. And a marriage takes place. And in that marriage, what returns, is knowledge, wisdom, all kinds of levels of higher consciousness. Breathing up is really bringing oxygen, it's bringing the power of breath, the power of life into the crown chakra. And if you don't feel anything, don't worry about it, But I don't suggest continuously doing that. It's something you might do once a day, once every 3 days, because when this thing opens the crown chakra, it's really a powerful energy. And it allows the Kundalini to rise up the spine and, and that rising up the spine allows the soul to merge with higher energy in the universe. Why you don't feel anything, I don't know, Bob. I have no answer to that. But practice helps things to develop inside where you begin to feel these things and they begin to work for you. There are people, they don't feel energy moving through the sexual area. It doesn't mean energy, stops moving through the sexual area. There's something there that is, doesn't allow them to feel that energy. People have a hard time opening the heart. There's something there that blocks that opening. But it doesn't mean that the heart will not open. And it doesn't mean that after practice and working on yourself, you don't come to a place where these things start happening and you start experiencing them. You start feeling them. Energy, Shakti, flows through the chakra system, whether we feel it or not. If it didn't flow through the chakra system, we wouldn't be alive. And sometimes we don't feel it, and it doesn't matter. But doing the inner work chips away at those parts of us that are kind of numb. And it will open those parts of us to that force of energy as it flows through it, whether it's breathing up into the top of the head or breathing into the chakra below the navel, opening the heart, quieting the mind. All of this takes place because a person works on themselves over time. And we all have different areas that are blocked inside. But don't do this exercise in breathing to the top of the head. Don't do it all day. Don't do it throughout your whole meditation. Take one breath and it's enough. Then the next day you can do another breath and gradually go into that. Don't start forcing this thing to open because it's really a powerful force. And if something happens and it opens too suddenly, it might do some damage inside, and that's not the purpose of it. The purpose is to get the crown chakra open so the Kundalini can move up the spine and allow the soul to connect with the soul of the universe, the Atman, or whatever they call it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just have patience. These things all work themselves out over time. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Paul, next time when you come to class, you got to brighten yourself up because I can barely see you, you know? So you have to be in a room where there's some light coming at you. And because right now I just barely can see it. There's like a shadow there, you know?
Will do.
Okay,
Paul,
Sure.
not Paul, Paul.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Paul Levy, who's sitting over here. Yours.
yeah, okay, Stuart, sure.
Sure, thank you. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
I have a question, Chris, Stuart.
Yes, Chris.
What can we do in preparation for your birthday to prepare for the big retreat?
Well, if you come to these classes, you're doing it. If you work at home once or twice a day for 20 minutes, you're doing it.
Okay.
If you open your heart and you feel gratitude for the miracle of what this meditation is and what Rudy passed on to us, you're doing it.
Yeah.
You know, nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, you don't have to jump off a tree and land on your spine to activate the Kundalini, you know? Just do your work.
Yeah.
Build that system that allows you to come to the retreat and get the fullest benefit from it. Oh, those retreats are really powerful. I haven't had one in a really long time, so I'm not quite sure what's going to happen this time, you know? But they're always very powerful and transformative. But it's like coming to this class, like before every class, I tell people, relax your mind, you know, get centered, prepare for the class, you know, and going to a retreat is the same thing. You have to prepare for it.
Mhm.
And you prepare for it by attending classes, by, you know, by doing your work at home, by not taking this for granted, you know, not finding reasons to substitute, you know, other things in life for something that is giving you your life, you know? Because people do this, you know, I mean, I'm always amazed. So just do what you're doing
Thank you.
and you'll come well prepared.
Thank you very much.
I mean, my doing these classes, you understand, with, you know, numbers of people, it prepares me for doing a retreat.
Okay. Thank you very much, Stuart.
You're welcome, Chris. I mean, there's some of you here that have never been to one of my retreats. And, you know, I've been to a lot of them. Every single one of them has transformed me, changed me, was a spark plug to some really deep inner realizations and growth, and gave me the strength to do the next one and the next meditation class. And, you know, so if you know, I made an announcement the other day, you know, there are a couple of people who have backed out of the retreat, you know, for one reason or health reasons usually. And if people want to come, you know, you can, you know, let me know and we'll put your name on the waiting list and I'm sure you'll be able to come. Because by the time the retreat comes, there's always 3 or 4 people that find a reason not to be there. So if you haven't signed up and you really want to do this, you know, I know it's a little expensive. People have to fly here and there's costs here, but it's just money, you know, really. And I would, as I say, I made that announcement that, if people want to be put on a waiting list, they will, and they probably will be able to come to the retreat. Does anyone else have a question you would like to ask? I haven't done one in 2 years. I mean, since COVID started, Before that, I was doing one every month somewhere in the world, Europe, South America, all over the United States. And to be really honest with you, it became too much. It became too much for me. And I really decided that now if I do retreats, people will come to where I am. I'm not going to fly to Portland, and this place and that place, and Brazil and Belgium. And, I mean, I'm not 40 years old anymore. It's really rough to do that kind of thing, especially once a month, twice a month, in some cases. But if you decide, if you come, you'll get 100%. I don't know how to do it any less, Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, there'll be a meditation tomorrow evening. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all, and God bless you all. It's a miracle that we can do this. It really is. And, every evening to be able to sit down, or just about every evening, and do this is really kind of a miracle in life. So thank you and bless you. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody tomorrow.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you.
Stuart.
Thank you.